Sports Cards. Get at it.
Hey, Talufalava. Leotawa Dr. John Peterson here with TE2 Sports Cards, coming at you live and direct from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hope everybody's doing well out there. It's Tuesday night, the 27th of August. We had a real big storm last night, and a lot of folks don't have power here in the city. But we were one of the fortunate ones to still have our power and not have significant damage to trees or property. So give thanks for that. I thought I would do a combined pre-grade and reveal. I've never done that before. I was inspired by 3G Slabs, which is a great channel. Check out 3G Slabs. They do great pre-grade and reveals. And yeah, I've got a stack of mostly, I think it's all Jordan cards, mostly Jordan cards, a few Kobe's, I think, a couple other guys, Duncan maybe. But thought I would do a pre-grade and then save this video and then do a reveal on the back half of it when the order comes in. So first time I've done this, so please be patient with me, and I'll do my very best to give you a complete rundown of everything that I'm submitting. So some of these cards were pulled from boxes. Other cards were picked up through a collection that I purchased recently of mostly Jordan cards. I also have a few orders in with PSA currently that are being researched and ID'd and or graded. So that's what I know with that, and I'll do reveals of those. I'll do some blind reveals with those orders as well. Yeah, so let's take a look at what we got here. This is a 98 Topps Jordan base. Pulled a bunch of these out of a couple boxes that I picked up a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and thought this one looked pretty good. I don't know what the gem rate is on these. I'm guessing it's pretty low, so if I had to guess, it's probably a 9. Would be my pre-grade. Same card. Also looks pretty clean. Didn't see really any issues with this card, but I looked at the gem mint percentage, gem percent or whatever, and gem rate, I guess it's called, and yeah, it was low. Third one of these, figured I'd try sending in 3 and maybe I would hit a 10 on 1. But again, I'm expecting 9. Same thing with this Kobe base. Pulled a bunch of these out of those 3 boxes, the 98, 99 Topps, Series 1. Yeah, I mean, it's probably as hard as the Jordan to gem, so 9. This card, I think, has a legitimate shot at being a PSA 10. East-West, 1998, 99 Topps, refractor. Nice card. And got Duncan on the front and Van Horn on the back. So I'm gonna go with a pre-grade of a 9, but with a solid chance to get a 10. This is a 98 Topps gold label. Card looks really clean. I don't see any issues with it, but I know these are really tough to grade. I'm going with a 9. Iverson Kickstart. Not a super valuable card, but I like Iverson, and I think he's got a good market. Great player. I mean, all-time great player. I'm going to go with a 9 on that one as well. Got a Kobe Cornerstones from 98, 99 Topps. Geez, I really have no idea. I didn't see anything wrong with this. Maybe possibly one of the corners down on the bottom. Maybe that right corner there. So I'm going to go with a 9. The Duncan Hardwood Honors looked really nice. I'm going to go with a 10. Gem rate on these Jordans, it's actually pretty high, surprisingly high. So these are 98 Topps Finest. I thought they both looked really good. I'm going to go with 10 on both of those. This is the 97 Topps Finest Silver Catalyst Kobe. Would love to get a 10 on this, but my guess is it's going to be a 9. These actually have a pretty high gem rate. I think it's almost close to 45%. So I'm going to give a 10 on one and a 9 on the other. The chances that they give 10s to both of these, I think, are pretty small. So, but I'm not really sure which one is 9, which one's 10. Relatively high gem rate on this round ball royalty from 1998 Topps. Grant Hill refractor. Tougher pull. I'm going to go with a 10 on this. I think this one looks pretty good. We've got 2 round ball royalties, non-refractor, a penny. I'm guessing 9 on both of those. We've got a Topps Stadium Club Extreme Warp Speed Jordan. In a 10, this card's worth quite a bit of money, a couple $1,000. But as you can see, there's some chipping down on the edge. I think it's just how the card was cut, but clearly that it's going to cause issues with the grader, I would think. So this up here, I thought initially was some chipping, but it's not. I think it's part of the card and part of the little stars in the background. So I'm going to go with an 8 on this one. I'm thinking 8. I'd love to get a 9. Stadium Club base from 95, Topps Stadium Club. Jays. 10? 9? 9 or 10. Shaq Nemesis. Lonzo Mourning in the back. Love to think this is going to be a 10, but it's foil, so I'm going to give it a 9. Stadium Club 98 base. Looks pretty solid to me. I think this could be a 10. 98 Stadium Club, never compromise. I do think this is going to be a 10. I didn't see any issues with this card at all, from what I could tell. And I looked at all these cards pretty closely. Maybe a little bit up there in the upper left-hand corner, but overall, I think that's a possible 10. 95-96 Fleer Jordan base card. Not really sure why I'm getting this graded, but I don't know. Just like the look of the card, and it's worth a little bit if it gems out. So I'm going to say it's going to get a. I'm going to say it's going to get a gem mint 10. Got a couple Garnett rookies. These are Fleer 95-96. I'm going 9 on one and 10 on the other. Topps Gold Jordan All-Star from 92. Man, if I got a 10 on this, that'd be unbelievable. These cards are they really grade those tough. 9. 92 Topps base Jordan. Also a 9. I think they'll go 8, 9, 10 on these. 92 Stadium Club base. 92 Members Choice. Honestly, I don't see a lot wrong with these cards. I mean, I'm going to go 9, though. This Upper Deck 2003 Star Rookie Jordan. I thought this looked pretty icy, folks. Even the red over here looks pretty good. I'm going to go 10. And then on this stuff, I mean, this is middle tier, low to mid tier Jordan stuff. 9. There's a 90, 94, 92, 93. Topps Stadium Club Jordan, 9. Oh man, 93, 94 Fleer Ultra Jordan base, 9. All this early 90s stuff is really tough to grade. A little bit off-centered left to right, 9. Oh, this is a 94 Topps. 92, 93. It's a 94 Topps. 93, 94 Topps. Jordan. There's an Upper Deck Jordan. Magic Moments. I think this is going to be a 10. It's got the white borders. Jordan Hoops. I think this is about 91. Yeah, 91. Slammin'. 9. Metal Universe 97 Metal Universe Championship. Looked pretty clean, but I'm going to guess it's a 9. So mostly 9s with these. I think this will get a 10. It's a UD3. I think that's a good shot at a 10. I also think this has got a good shot at a 10. So Skybox Premium. Even though the back has got the black and gray border. Got this. This is also Upper Deck. This is a numbered card of 2300. I think this is a 9. At least I hope it's a 9. This, no idea. Looks pretty centered though. Cool card, 9. This card's embossed. This will be an 8. There's some stuff up here, upper left-hand corner. Yeah, 8. I just like the card and it's embossed. I think this is going to be a 10. Looks pretty good. I think this also could be a 10. Also looked good. Got some hollow cards, hologram cards. Love to get 10s on these. 9. 9. 9 if I'm lucky. Another hollow. These hollows, if they gem in 10, they're worth quite a bit of money. Don't be surprised. But maybe I'll get 110 on those. 89 hoops. 9. Man, I know people that send in tons of those and don't get 10s. This card, probably a 9. This is an upper deck card. Standing O. 10. Little die cut action. Same card. 9. I think this could 10. This is a masterpiece. White border. Looks pretty centered. Going 10 on that one. This card, 23 karat. No idea. I think it come back as 6. I think it come back as a 10. And then last but not least, this upper deck. Athletes of the Century, or Athlete of the Century, Jordan upper deck card. I'm going to go 9. So there you go. I really don't know a lot about grading Jordan cards. I know that there's some rumors that they pop control Jordan's cards. So hopefully they don't do that with this order. And next up, you're going to see the reveal. Take care. Peace out. One love. Hey, Talofa Leah Tawa, Dr. John Peterson here, coming at you live and direct from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hope all is well with everyone out there. And I haven't done a video in a long time. Seems like months. Maybe it has been months. I don't even know. It's been a while. Thought I would do the reveal. So if you had a chance to watch the first half of this video, you saw that I went through about 57 cards and did the pre-grade. This is really kind of the first time I've done this whole entire thing like this. So yeah, you have to be patient with me and let me know what you think in terms of how I did. There were 57 cards in the order, and 2 of the cards came back as min size, so I'll go over those in a little bit. Of the 57 cards that I submitted and pre-graded, I was correct on 29. I undergraded 8 and overgraded 18. So 29 plus 8 plus 18, I believe, is 55. And then you've got the 2 cards that min-sized. So I've never really done the data like that and aggregated the data and then taken a look at how I did. I feel like 29 correct is better than what I've historically done, but I don't have any data to back that up. I submitted the order, or it was received on August 30th, and then it was completed on November 14th. And of course, it was a couple days to ship back to me. It's a pretty long time. I mean, that's September, October, basically 2.5 months. One of the issues, and I just want to say this for folks, so if you're watching, just be aware of this. When my credit card expired, my business credit card where I do the charges for the orders expired, I had the same card, same number, but PSA, for whatever reason, held the order because the card needed to be re-verified. And so that whole process took another probably 2 weeks to figure out with PSA. I mean, they were pretty responsive, but they're just slow in terms of their responding. But they do get back to you within a couple days. And then the card sat in, they sat for like, man, it must have been almost another week or week and a half. So I lost about a month altogether due to that credit card issue. And it was the same card, same number, all that, but they wanted me to recertify or revalidate confirm that it was my card. So anyway, it would have been the typical 6 to 8 weeks that I've been getting orders back, but that whole process held things up quite a bit, which was a little bit on the frustrating side, but ended up getting worked out. So yeah. So anyway, I'll go through these cards, and you can let me know what you think, how I did. And overall, it was a lot of Jordans, mostly Jordans, a few Duncans, a few Kobe's, and then if you hang around at the end, there'll be a little bonus reveal at the end. All right. So the first card. This might take a while too, by the way, because it's a big order. This 98 Topps Jordan. I picked up a couple boxes of 98 along with some other stuff back in like August from a gentleman named Chris from Omaha. Shout out to Chris and his brothers and family. He's been really good to me. Picked up a number of boxes from him, and so this is something that I pulled out of those boxes. So I thought this was a good looking card. I pre-graded it as a 9, and it came back as a 9. Next card, same 98 Topps Jordan. I pre-graded it as a 9. It came back as a 10. So super excited about that. This is about a $300 to $400 card in a PSA 10. I'm not entirely sure why these 98 Topps Jordans are worth so much, but I'll take that. I think the 9 is probably, I don't know, $20, $30 card. The thing about Jordan I'm finding is that even when you get 8s and 9s, oftentimes you break even or get your money back, which is great, which isn't the case with a lot of other players and cards. Another same card, I graded this as a 9, came back as a 9, so got that one right. We got the 98 Kobe Topps. Nice card. I graded this, pre-graded this as a 9, and it came back as a 9. Yeah, a little bit on the corners, a little bit of whiting, upper left-hand corner there. Thought a 9 was a decent grade for that card. So this card's funny to me. So this is an East-West refractor, Duncan on the back, which I thought was the front, and Van Horn on the front. They must have thought that Van Horn was going to be a better player than Duncan, because Van Horn is on the front of the card and Duncan's on the back, which doesn't make any sense to me. I should put, I mean, even now they should have put Duncan on the front, because I don't notice there's any difference. But I thought this was a 10, pre-graded as a 10, came back as a 10. This is a $400 card. That's good. Got a 98 Topps Kobe Cornerstones. Sweet card. I think I pre-graded this as I gave this a 9. And it came back as a 9. Yeah, these foil type cards are tough to gem. This is a Duncan, also 98 Topps Hardwood Honors. Low pop count on this card. I want to say it's less than 10. I pre-graded this as a 10, and it came back as a 10. Super cool card. I love the stars. They actually move. So that's probably, I don't know, $200-$300 card. What do we got here? This is the 90. This is 98 Topps Finest. I think this is 98 Topps Finest. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it's 98 or 99 Topps Finest. 98. Jordan. Pre-graded this as a 10. This card has a high gem rate. So if you see any of these out there raw, you know, you got a decent chance if it's in decent shape to gem it. Got a gem in 10. Same Topps Finest Jordan card. I didn't see anything wrong with this card, just like the last one. I pre-graded it as a 10. and it came back as a 10. So far we're doing pretty good on predicting the grades based on the pre-grade video. So this is a Kobe. This is a 97 Topps Finest. I don't know what the gem rate is on these, but I was not expecting anything above a 9. Sometimes it's surface issues with these cards. But this one came back as a 10. So super excited about that. These Jordan 10s, I think, are probably, I don't know, 150 to 200. And the Kobe, unfortunately, these 97 Finest cards are not worth that much. So they're probably 100, 125 bucks. Maybe even a little less. 97 Topps Finest Jordan. I think I had this as a 9. Came back as a 10. So probably $100 to $125 card there. Should be more in my opinion, given how expensive that product is. Same card. 97 Topps Finest Finishers Jordan. I had this as a 10. That came back as a 9. So, yeah. I mean, I had one at a 9 and one at a 10. So basically got one right. Got them both right, actually, if you think about it. Okay, next card, 98 Topps. Grant Hill, Round Ball Royalty Refractor. Was super excited when I pulled this card. These refractors are hard to pull. Grant Hill's a great player. You know, career was shortened by injury, but at the time he was just, I mean, along with Jordan, probably top 2 players in the league. I had this pre-graded as a 10. I got a 10. Super excited about that. This is probably $400 card, $400 card, and a 10. So we're good on that one. The penny, I had this as a 9. This is a 98 Round Ball Royalty, not the refractor. I had this as a 9, got an 8. So overgraded that one. Somehow pulled another penny. I went on a penny hot streak there for a while back in the summer. I was pulling tons of penny Hardaway cards. I had this as a 9. So I had them both as 9s, and this one came back as a 10. So 8 and 10, I thought they were 9s. One was overgraded, and one was undergraded. All right, this was the biggest card of the order. 90. Let's see here. What is this? 95 Topps Stadium Club Extreme, I think is what it was called. This is the Jordan Warp Speed. Pulled this out of a box. I couldn't believe it. It was just so fortunate. There were chipping issues down on the bottom, on the edge, which is pretty common. I thought it was an 8. I gave it an 8 pre-grade, and it came back as an 8. So still as an 8, I don't know. It's probably not worth $400, but somewhere in that $300 to $400 range. Excuse me, I'm tired. This is what, 95 Topps Stadium Club Jordan. This is the base, not the members only. What did I have this at? I had this at 9. Came back as a 9. So I got that one spot on. Right on the nuts, as they say. Next one was, well, this was, I forgot to show you these two cards. This is a Kobe gold label. Obviously came back as min size, which was too bad. Not a super valuable card, but was really looking forward to getting that graded. And then I had this Shaq Morning Nemesis card, which is also Topps and came back as min size. So I don't know what the issue was. Must be the way it was cut. But those two cards came back, which I don't know, isn't terrible on a 57 card order, I suppose. All right, back to the Topps Stadium Club Jordan. I think this is 98, pretty sure. A little tiny bit of embossing there on the logo. What did I have this as? I think I had this as a 10, and it came back as a 10. So got a correct pre-grade on that one. This is the Never Compromise. This is probably the second biggest card of the order. If this had 10, it would have been about a $2,000-$3,000 card, somewhere in that range. I thought it was a 10. I was hoping it was a 10. It came back as a 9. It was this upper left-hand corner, I think, that did me in. It's pretty minimal. Could probably send it back in, crack it, send it back in, see if I got a 10, but I don't know. We'll see. Next one is another Jordan. This is the Fleer Firm Foundation. I had mistakenly said in the pre-grade video that it was the base. It's not. I thought this was a 10, came back as a 9. So overgraded that one. This actually is a relatively valuable card. Comes back as a 10. The Garnett, I had one at 9 and one at 10. This is a rookie Fleer 95, 96, 9. Been having great luck on grading Garnets. Had a lot of them coming back as anything but 10. Another Garnett. I had this as a 9. Or excuse me, I had it as a 9. One is a 10, one is a 9. Came back as a 9. So that was right on that one. Next card we have the Jordan Gold, Topps Gold. This is 92 All-Star. I had this one at 9. Thought it looked pretty good though. Centering left to right might have been part of the reason why. It came back as a 10, so I undergraded that one. That's a nice card. 150, 200 bucks. This is the base out of 92 Topps. I had this as a 9. And it came back as a 9. So again, I mean, you get 9s on Jordans. I mean, a lot of these cards can sell for like 30 to 40 bucks, even 25 bucks. I mean, I picked them up. Some of them were picked up in a lot of Jordans that I picked up. Excuse me. I'm yawning a lot. And, you know, most of them were picked up for like 3, 4, 5 bucks a card. So I'm only in it for about 20 bucks a card, with the exception of the stuff that I pulled from boxes. Of course, that's a little bit more expensive, but like this is an example of a card that was pulled from a box. So this is 92. I think it's 92 Topps Stadium Club. That is an iconic photo of Jordan dunking over Patrick Ewing. I had 3 of these in the order, and I had them as 8, 9, and 10. And so this one got a 10. This is a, I don't know, $250 card, $275, between $250 and $300. So as you can see, some of these cards are starting to add up in terms of the value of the order, which is great. Another 92 Topps Stadium Club. I had this at 9. Came back as a 9. And then I had another one of these. This one I had at 10, and this came back as 10. So 2 of the 3 Jordan Stadium Clubs. Card number 1 I got correct. Pretty happy about. This is the Member's Choice. I had this at 10. I had it at 10. Came back as a 9. No, excuse me. I had this at 9. I did have this at 9, not 10. So I don't know what the issue was. I can't really recall. Probably this corner up here, it's black, or maybe one of these corners in blue. Slide those over. Next round. Okay, where are we at here? This is not the right card. Sorry guys, I gotta flip these cards over. This is the correct card. All right. So this is, what was this? Star Rookie Retro. It's an upper deck card. I had this at a 10. I thought this looked really nice. 02, 03. Came back as an 8. So overgraded this by 2. That's disappointing. Anytime you overgrade by 2, it's kind of like, oh man, what did I miss? This one is also an upper deck card. I forget the name of this, 3D Jam or something like that. I had this at a 9. Came back as an 8. So the upper deck stuff, as you'll see, I was not as accurate with it. This Top Stadium Club was 94. I think it's 93, 94. I had this at a, what did I have this at? I had this at a 9. Came back as an 8. So I had 3 that I overgraded in a row there. I had thought one was a 10, it was an 8. One was a 9, it was an 8. And one was a 9, it was an 8. Because I kind of got burned on those. 92, 93 Fleer Ultra. Or no, sorry, 93, 94 Ultra. Got Barkley down there. I had this at 9, and it came back as a 9. So, correct on that one. Next one is the 90, this is 94. 92, 93. I thought these are 94 tops, but I could be wrong. 93 tops. Jordan, great card again. I mean, just an iconic photo. He takes such great photos. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I had this at a 9, and it came back as a 10. That's a couple $100 right there. Next one is also an upper deck card. This is like a masterpiece card, I think. Magic Moments, something like that. I had this at a 10. Got a 9. Yeah, O2 Magic Moments, Superstars. That was actually a pretty valuable card. I had it at 10. Okay, next one. This is the Hoops Slammin'. I had this at a 9, and it came back as a 9. Actually worth a decent amount as a 9, like $50, $60. So you can see this starts to add up over time. I had this as a 9, also as a 9. This is the 97 Metal Universe. Is this Championship? I think it might be Championship. I could be wrong. It's base though. Nice card. I mean, in the 10, this is a couple $1,000 card. It's amazing how these cards have gone up in value. I had this at a 9, and it got a 9. I was really hoping for a 10 on this, but not surprisingly. I don't think I'll crack that one. Low gem rate on those. I had this as a 10. This was UD3. I think this was from 97 upper deck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 97, 98. I had this as a 10. Came back as a 9. So as you can see, the upper deck, I kind of swung and missed on a lot of the upper deck stuff. This is Skybox Premium. I believe this is 97 base. I had this at a 10. Like that card. Came back as a 9. So kind of disappointed there. I had a run here of like, you know, overgrades. The last 7, I've overgraded 4 of them, which is not great. This is another upper deck card. I'm not really familiar with this card, honestly. Game Action. I just know that it was numbered, and it was part of the stack that I picked up. So it's got a really cool foil front. I had this at a 9. I had this, yeah, it was at a 9. Got a 7. Got killed on this one. But I think it's one of only 2 7s in the order, which isn't too bad, all things considered. I mean, I've gotten more 7s in like modern orders that were less cards than this. This is Athlete of the Century, Dominance. Sweet card. I mean, just look at that. How it refracts. Background. I had this at a 9. Came back as a 10. So, happy with that. That's a couple $100. Okay. This is 94 Topps embossed. I thought I had this as an 8. It had some dings on it up in the corner here. I mean, if you don't have sharp corners, you're losing at least 1 grade point per corner. And if you have more than 1, it's going to be at least an 8. Got an 8. So I was right about that one. Next one is Skybox Emotion. Thought this card looked really clean. I had it at a 10. We got a 10, baby. So what's up? A couple $100, $150 right there, right? Skybox Emotion again. Also had this as a 10. Booyah, 10. Next one. So now we get into these. These are, I think, Upper Deck. These are the holograms from the early 90s. Had this as a 9, 8. That sucks. Also another hologram. I think this is 92. Had this as a 9, 7. Ugh. I don't know what was wrong with this card. I mean, I looked these holograms over and over and over. I have no idea. Disappointing. I was hoping to get a 10 on at least one of these holograms. They're pretty valuable if you can get a 10. Had this as a 9, 8. This one's cool because you can see the coloring. Yeah, just garbage. Pure garbage. Another hologram. I'll probably never grade another one of these holograms. We'll see. Had another hologram. 8. Had that as a 9 too. The top of that one you can kind of see, but some of those other ones I didn't think were 7s and 8s. So yeah, so got 4. I overgraded 4 in a row. So not so hot. 1990 hoops, 89 hoops. It's 89 hoops, I think. Jordan, tough card to gem out. I mean, I know tons of people that send these and don't ever get 10, so I had 9 on this. 9. Not really sure why I sent this card in. Thought it might be a 9. I had it as a 9. 8. Shit. This one, I had this one as a. I had this as a 10, I think. This is Standing O. It's part of the Upper Deck. What is this? I don't know. I'm not even sure what it is. I don't know what product it came out of. It's part of that lot that I bought. I had this at a 10? No, 9. No, 10. Excuse me. 10. Came back as an 8. Wrong. This is the die cut version of that card. I thought this was going to be a 9. Just because it's die cut, but it came back as a 10. So there you go. Hard to know sometimes. Hard to know. 98 Topps. Kickstart Iverson. I don't know. Every once in a while I like to send in an Iverson card. He's got a pretty good collector base. I thought this was a 10. Came back as an 8. So So you can see as the order progressed, things cooled off a little bit, which happens. This is a masterpiece, Upper Deck, or Masterpieces, Jordan. Just thought that was a very cool looking card. I had this at 9, got a 9. So at least when you're on it, you get the grade, pre-grade right, and it feels good. I thought this could have been a 10. I thought it looked really good. Didn't see any surface issue, didn't see any corner issue, looked pretty centered up. But I did pre-grade it as a 9, and it came back as a 9. Yeah, not a real valuable card. $70, $50, $75, somewhere in there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah. Okay, last card of this order. This is an MJX. I don't know what this is even called. Remembers. I'm not sure. I don't even know. I had this at 9, just because it was foil and red, and it got a 9. It's Upper Deck Athlete of the Century. So yeah, not a bad card. Had it been a 10, it would have been worth considerably more. So there it is. That's the 57 card order. They were $15.99 a card, which I thought was pretty reasonable. And overall, I thought I did pretty good. Like I said, I had 29 that were correct. I had 8 that were undergraded, and then 18 that were overgraded. So I'd like to see the 18 overgraded. I'd like to see that reduced to like 10 or less on a 57 card order. Actually, it was 55 considering 2 cards were min size. So, all right. Now for the bonus round. I had an order that came in a few weeks ago. This was sent in back in like July. So this took forever. It was vintage, which isn't surprising. I had some vintage left, some mid-range stuff, mid to low, and thought I would send it in and see what I could get. So yeah, so check this out. This is a little bonus vintage grade reveal. So this is a 1956 Topps Joe Adcock. I got this out of a lot back in 2022. It was early 22. It was a lot of 54s and 56s. I thought this was, of all the cards that I got, probably the best conditioned card out of the 54s and 56s that I got. I had this at an 8, and it came back as an 8. So that was correct. And I didn't do a pre-grade video on these, but I'm getting a sense of what I thought. This was a Gene Baker 56 Topps. I pre-graded this as a 7. I thought the centering, would be okay. Came back as a 6. I bought this for like $3 at a card show, so very little into that one. There's a Gene Conley. I had this slabbed up in a CGC slab. It was an 8. I thought it was going to come back as an 8, and it got a 5. Not sure what the issue was with this card, because it looked real good to me. All right, here we go. Keep going. This was a 76, or is a 76 Topps Robin Yount, my childhood idol. I think this was in a CGC slab, and I cracked it out. I think I had an 8 on this. Came back as an 8. Great card. That's a second-year card. I've had that card quite a few times. Nice to have a high-end copy. 76 Don Sutton. I picked this up off of PWCC a couple years back. I just thought it was a nice-looking card. I like the 76 design. I think I had this as an 8, and it came back as an 8. So I got a couple of these vintage cards, right? Not doing too bad. This is a 1960 Topps Willie Mays. I believe this came from my dad's collection. I had this at a 5, PSA 5. Came back as a 5. And the diamond cut's pretty obvious. Still though, Willie, $200-$300 card and a 5. This Whitey Ford, I don't recall, must have been in my dad's collection as well. I think I had this at a 6. Came back as a 6. My eye for vintage, I think, is a little bit better than some of the 90s stuff. I've had more experience pre-grading vintage cards than the 90s stuff. So, plus I think the margin of error for like 10-9 in that 90s stuff is like a little bit wider than it is for the vintage. So this was a Frank Robinson. I think I had this at a 7. It was in a CGC slab. It was a 7.5. Came back as a 7. Obviously the centering top to bottom is off. This is a Carlton Fisk 78 tops. I thought this card looked really nice. I pulled it out of a 5,000 count box at a local card shop. I thought this had the chance to be an 8, maybe even a 9. Came back as a 6. So obviously I missed something with this card. There must be like a surface issue or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that one again. I might even crack that one. We'll see. Had a Gator, Ron Guidry, 78 tops. I thought this was an 8. Thought it looked really good. Came back as a 7. So missed on a couple of these here. Also from that 5,000 count box, another Guidry. Thought it could have been an 8, maybe even a 9. Came back as an 8. Not a valuable card, but nice to get those vintage cards in 8s. Warren Spahn. This was. I thought this was easily a 6. No, let me restate that. I thought this was a 5, possibly a 6. Came back as a 4. There must be a crease in this somewhere. I don't know what the issue is with this card. I mean, I think the eye appeal on this card is just unbelievable. So I'll probably end up hanging on to this one for quite a while because I just love the look of the card. It's one of my favorite 56 tops cards. 56 is my favorite set of any set ever, any sport. Of course, Warren Spahn's, all time, probably the greatest left-handed pitcher in the history of the game. 363 wins. Of course, Koufax, was more dominant, but Spahn played it much longer but lost 3 years to the war. Shit. If he doesn't fight in World War II, he gets 400 wins. One of the winningest pitchers of all time. So, yeah, this card, $75 card and a 4. I won't price it at $75. I can tell you that much. I'm not giving that card up without a fight. Hoyt Wilhelm, first knuckleballer first middle late reliever, threw a knuckleball. Thought this was a 6, came back as a 6. Part of that 56-54 lot I was talking about earlier. Aparicio, this is his rookie card, 56 tops. Love this card, just a gem of a card. And picked this up at a card show probably 5-6 years ago. I think it was about $120 card. I think this is a 5. It came back as a 5. I think I had that as a 5. Pretty sure I did. Klazuski, big clue. I thought the registration on this was off. It looks a little bit like just blurry, which sometimes happens with this card for whatever reason. I had this as a 6. It came back as a 7, which I was kind of happy about. So, did pretty good on that one. 7s aren't bad. I think 7s get you in the registry. Herb Score rookie card. Had this card for quite some time, although, no, this is not the one I've had for a long time. This is the one that came out of that lot. The one I had was beat up quite a bit. I had this at a 6. Just the centering was off. Came back as a 6. Now we got 3 left here, folks. Thanks for hanging in. Steve Gromick. I thought this was a 7 or an 8. I wouldn't have sent it in if it was going to be anything less than that. Came back as a mother-grabbing 4. How in the sweet Jesus did this come back as a 4? I have no idea. I looked at this card multiple times. I don't know what the deal is with it. Something's going on. Duke Snyder picked this up on a PWCC auction about 2-3 years ago. It was in a CSG slab. I want to say it was a 5 or a 6. Might have been a 5.5 actually. I think this is a 7. Came back as a 5. Shitburger on that one. Excuse me. The shitburger. Oh, shit. Okay, so this is the last one. This is one of my dad's cards. 1960 Top Sport Magazine All-Star Al Kaline. I think he's highly undervalued and underrated as a player. And his cards are undervalued too. I had this as a 6, and it came back as a 6. So that ain't too bad. Oh, one last thing I want to show you is a card. This was my dad's card. It's a 54 Topps Aaron. You can see that it's been trimmed, obviously. I want to send this in to PSA. I want to get an authentic grade on this. I don't think it'll get a number grade, a numerical grade, but can somebody give me some heads up on, like, does PSA do authentic grading? Like, can I just send this in and request that they give it an authentic grade? If not, I'd probably send it off to SGC to have them give it an authentic grade. I prefer it being a PSA slab though, so don't expect a numerical grade, but so give me some heads up if you could in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. I want to get this slabbed up. All right, thanks folks. Appreciate you watching. Y'all are great. Stay in the hobby. Stay good. Be well. Fatay Manwia. Thank you for watching, and blessings. Peace. Whoop.